Got the win against Nottingham Forest, but they're bottom of the league, so a W's expected. Like, let's be honest. Like, if I'm gonna be true, like, if I'm gonna be honest, Clasemiro's like top 3, and I'm just being modest. Looking at the TV, Wallace and Gromit, Nottingham Forest were on it. Lingard never had a sniff of the game cause Raphael's got deep pockets. 3 goals, Clasemiro's the plug, something like 3-pin sockets. Hennessy got his right hand on the ball, but in the end he couldn't stop it. What? Yo, this is the OT99 Banter Room where opinions are shared and smoke get served. Look, we're back again with another show. It's your boy Therms, and I'm joined today by NK and NK only at the minute because Edwin somewhere, I don't know where, probably celebrating the victory that we had against Nottingham Forest at home, 3-0. Look, it's rare that Manchester United, as fans, we get to say, you know, we scored by more than 1 goal. So when we score by 3 goals, no matter who the opposition is, look, I got to take it and celebrate it. At the end of the day, we're in positive goal difference now, as opposed to minus goal difference. You know what I mean? We've got teams like Newcastle in like goal difference of plus, I don't even know where it is compared to us, double figures. And it's sad because Manchester United should be that team, you know, that's putting in goals, but you can clearly see that we've got a striker issue and we need to resolve that. But you know what, as things stand, Martial is fit, he's doing his thing. As you can see, he's on a score sheet as usual when he's fit. This season anyway, we've got Rashford, he's contributing to goals and getting assists, do you know what I mean? And we've got Classemiro in true form following the World Cup, still performing and still doing bits for us. But NK, look, you've got to apologize for Classemiro. Seriously, because the disrespect that you've given Classemiro, yeah, you have to apologize because, look, Casemiro's world class, and I think that we can see it. You know, you questioned his passing range, you questioned his ability, you know, in terms of like his, what is it, on the ball rather than off the ball talents. Look, we saw Classemiro slipping the smoothest of passes to Fred, and Fred had no choice. Fred is not a top finisher. Look at his guy. His eyes are shifty because he knows he's. Look, he had no choice. He had no choice but to put the ball in the net. Talk to me, man.
No. The thing is, I never disrespected him like that. I only talk about when he came into the team, how he was going to complement the other midfielders there. But look, yesterday he was really good, you know, in terms of like off the ball, the tackling that he was winning. He was literally kind of like winning all the tackles. But that's what he's specialist for, you know, breaking down play. That's what he's specialist for. Yesterday, we what do you call it? We saw that side of that, man. So yesterday, in terms of like that, he was very good with that yesterday. Very good. I was impressed with that side of his game yesterday.
So my thing is, it's just like, yeah, he's a specialist in breaking up play, and for me, he's the best DM in the world at the minute. But it's one of those things where, like, we saw him break up play, which led to a goal. You know what I mean? When he won that sliding tackle, we also see him like pick up the ball from deep in the midfield and lay the sweetest pass. Like, the vision was crazy for Fred. Perfectly weighted pass for Fred. Like I say, Fred's not a finisher, but he had no choice but to put the ball in the back of the net. And what I saw from Classemiro was a complete performance, like a midfield, like a complete performance. Do you know what I mean? And it's one of those ones where I say, like, he's one of those ones that's not a ball carrier. Typically, he's not a progressor of the ball like a De Jong, like we said in previous episodes. But what he can do is find that killer pass. And what he's showing, that he's got that in his locker, you know. And for me, you know, it makes that feeling of not getting De Jong a little bit more manageable. It makes it feel a bit easier because even though, like, Erik ten Hag wanted a certain style of play with De Jong, and, you know, he put all his eggs in one basket with De Jong, most of the window anyway. What we can see is that Clasemiro's coming, he's a world-class player. He might be giving us a different dimension and a different style of football, but that style is still equally effective when he's starting for Manchester United, and we can see what he's contributing to the team. Look,
yeah, but you know, one thing about him that I like is that, you know, even when he's playing, even when he makes a mistake, he's still kind of like keep going, you know. He still kind of like keep going. Even if he like miss a pass or so, he still keep trying and keep going, and he just doesn't stop, man. So mentality is something that these players can learn from, though. Definitely can learn something from that.
Exactly. You know what I mean? I think, like, I was a bit cautious about how some of these players will come back to Manchester United, especially after the World Cup. You know, Varane apparently requested that he's ready and fit to play. We saw him have a great performance again. You know, Clasemiro's obviously coming doing his thing. Martinez apparently has landed back as well, so he's probably going to be in contention soon for our next upcoming fixtures. But for me, I'm just like, you know, when you've got guys like there's certain pillars of this Manchester United squad that's going to keep us fighting for top 4 if they can stay fit. Number 1, Classemiro. Number 2, Varane. Number 3, Martinez. Number 4, Martial. Do you know what I mean? And you've got Rashford is there, he's contributing to goals and assists right now. He just needs to maintain that vein of form because we need his goals as well. But these are some of the pillars that Manchester United need to keep fit. We're even surviving without the low. And that's another question. So I wanted to ask you, is just like, what do we do with Aaron Wan-Bissaka? Because obviously Manchester United ain't got no money. We ain't got no money. We lost and Cody Gakpo, right? And Manchester United's in a situation where we've been linked with Frimpong from Bayer Leverkusen. We've been linked from Dumfries as well, who I personally like and I prefer. But Aaron Wan-Bissaka's coming twice now. And the first game, you know, gave a decent assist. And the second game, he's gave a decent account of himself. What would you say about Aaron Wan-Bissaka? Is it your position, your stance still to let him go, considering the position that we're in now? Or would you rather keep him for the 6 months and then readdress that?
Well, it's only 2 games and both opposition were like low quality opposition. It's a question of whether we can get a replacement for him. If we can get a replacement for him, then I say let him go, because we kind of like see what he can do anyway. You're gonna ask me, is he gonna improve over the course of season? I don't see that. You know, he's still gonna have the same like deficiency that he's always had, which is like the going forward and all that kind of like stuff. So it's a question about we're trying to build towards something. You know, so. If someone coming to say, okay, we're going to buy him for so and so, and Man United can actually find a replacement, then I say, okay, let him go. But one of our biggest problem is that we cannot find a replacement. We let Ronaldo go, we can't find a replacement. So that's the bigger problem. If you can find a replacement, I say let him go. But in the last 2 games, he's been okay. That was the Aaron Wan-Bissaka of old. You just know what to expect from him, you know. And I think that's what he done in the last 2 games. But can he continue doing that? Can he give the law competition for that place? This is where the question mark kind of like come on, but only time will tell.
Yeah, only time will tell. I mean, I think it's a question to ask, it's a question to raise, because it's like I say, if you're bringing in a fullback, right, they may have that settling in period in the Prem. You're bringing them in, you know, in Jan. They may be rusty, they may not hit the ground running fast. Where you've got Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who knows the team pretty well. And as you can see, he can fill in. Yeah, it may not be top teams that he's playing up against, but we know defensively, Aaron Wan-Bissaka can put in a tackle. So it's just like, I'm talking about 6 months rather than long-term future and the future. Like, it's more like, do we focus our attention on trying to get a right back, or, you know what I mean, or just stick it out? Because at the end of the day, it seems like we're challenged with even trying to get a forward at the minute. And if we really want to push on for top 4, we really got to get some cover. We've got to get some cover, because everything seems all well and good now with Martial, but you know, we're losing out on Gakpo now, and if he gets injured, it's just going to be long. Then you start looking at Garnacho and start putting all your hopes on him to be doing more than he should really be doing at his age. But
the thing is, with Aaron Wan-Bissaka too, can what do you call it? Would his value increase or decrease once he start not playing less? You know, that's another question too.
Yeah. What if he's playing less?
Yeah, because if the law comes and he's playing less, will the value still increase or will the value go down? Because right now that he's in good form, it's the best time to kind of like cash in on him, you know, rather than just let him sit there and not play games, and then people start to come with you with like small offers, you know.
Right,
I say it's all about getting someone into compete for that position with the law. That's all it comes down to at the end of the day. Yeah.
Look, like I'm saying, like Manchester United, I saw Rashford obviously in the Carabao Cup, you know, get a goal. He's took his form in again. He's been doing it in the World Cup as well. He's took it in our latest game now. He's got himself a goal. He should have even got himself 2 assists, to be honest, because there was one. Edwin Stern, and let me just admit him real quick. So we saw like Rashford. Now, Rashford has been like a name that has been split in the fan base. Rashford, what on Ed Weezy, Joining the gang.
What's up?
Joining the gang.
I thought, I had a feeling. I had a feeling everyone will be in red,
Fam, you see what I'm saying? Merry Christmas style, you get me?
Merry Christmas, man.
Look, we were just talking about Rashford, right? We just got into Rashford, and we're talking about his vein of form. Like for me, I've always been backing my guy Rashford. I've said some bad things about him in the past, but for me, I was very optimistic about Rashford under Erik ten Hag, under a manager that knows how to coach, and I was very optimistic to see what he can produce. Now, Martial, even between us offline, like he's been between me and NK and stuff, we've been talking about how he's inconsistent, right? 1 minute he's on form, 1 minute he's not on form, and all of this stuff. But I always raised the thing about Rashford with the fact that when you've got a wide man that can put the ball in the net, it's just very important. Even if he don't show up for 89 minutes, but shows up for that 1 minute and puts the ball in the net, it's very important. And for a team that's lacking in goals overall, I feel like his contribution, it's just going to be such a big risk to let him go to PSG, for example. And we can see like he's just got that talent, man. But what's your thoughts on Rashford? Do you feel like it's justified him getting this new contract? Do you want to see him at Man United for the long term? Or if Manchester United could get that sell, would you I wouldn't say cut your losses, but I mean, would you sell him and then go on and find another winger?
No, not now. He's finding form. He's looking the sharper. He's looking like his mind's back in football. Because let's be honest, a lot was going on for him. And it's hard to kind of put your faith in someone or something that hasn't yet proved themselves in the Premiership. So I think the main goal for Man United is actually get a proper striker. Then we don't have to be doing this whole play Rashford here, play Rashford there. He will just stay on the left or stay whatever positions he's in and have, like we saw yesterday, he was drifting. But I think once we get a main striker, we'll probably see the best out of him. You know what I mean? Right now, he's taking on a lot. He's playing on a wing, then we want goals from him. You know what I mean? So I think we keep him, man.
Did you hear what he said in the interview? He said in the interview after the game that they asked him about his favourite position again, and he was just like, "Yeah, I prefer like playing out wide, although he can play up forward." And then he said it depends on the game and not a position, right? But he still says that he likes that whole wing, that whole playing out wide. But if he can exploit certain people playing forward, then he will do that. Do you know what I mean? Or whatever position he's in, if he can exploit it, then he will. So it seems like he's got a preference.
If we get rid of him, then who are we going to get to replace him right now in the market that we're not going to pay 70+ million for?
Yeah, I mean, I like Rashford. I think he's got a long-term.
How old is he now? 24, 25?
About 25. But I know NK was kind of hating on Rashford, so I would like to hear his opinion on what he thinks about Rashford.
No, but see, the question is not about whether he stay or go. To me, it's a question about can he take us to the next level, because that's what it is. Like what these players are doing right now is the bare minimum. Because yesterday I saw that Rashford and Nunes got like the same goals and the same assists, but people are getting onto Nunes because of his price tag, So my question is, can they take us to the next stage? Because what they're doing now, yesterday, for example, he scored a goal, but after that, there wasn't a lot that he done in the game. To me, if he's gonna play on the left hand side, there needs to be like more crossing. That at times he has to put some crosses in the box too.
Has Nunes got 10 goals? Has he got 10 goals?
Who? 5.
He's got 5 goals.
5 goals in 10 appearances.
What, Nunes?
Yeah, I was actually checking this yesterday.
In all competitions?
Yeah, I think 10 appearances for Liverpool and 5 goals.
In all comps?
I think so, yeah.
Because Rashford...
in the league, I think Rashford got 5, Nunes got 4. And I think they got the same assist too in the league. And Nunes has played less game than Rashford. But then all I'm saying is that one of them got a target on their back, which is Nunes, and Rashford is being praised that he's on the form of his life. So it just told you like the standard we are as a football club, where our fans are begging what he's doing and making it highlight like, oh, that's like he's doing so much great. But then the thing about the same fan base are also criticizing a rival player who, in terms of like the numbers, they both put on the same numbers, because in performance wise,
I haven't checked that.
I think it says here that 11 league appearances, 5 goals for Nunes.
And Rashford is what?
Rashford is 15. I think he's 15. Yeah, 15 appearance. 15 appearance, 5 goals.
Let's see statistics.
He's
15 appearances, 5 goals. Yeah,
but then see, what I'm just trying to say is that I think it's all good praising him, but at the same time, we need to push these players, because to me, what he's doing now is just the normal standard that he needs to do anyways. So in order for him to stand out to what the level of Mane and Salah is playing at, that's the question. Can he do that? You know, can he be the main guy where he's just performing week in, week out?
My thing is, and I always say this, that I feel like we're our harshest critics on the harshest critics. I can't even speak on our own players. And my thing is with Rashford. I know we have to be there,
because if we look at statistically the amount we've spent in the stature of our club, we're not winning anything. So we have to be, at least with Liverpool fans and Man City fans, even Chelsea, in the last couple of years, they've won major trophies. Chelsea won the Champions League a couple seasons back, if I'm right or wrong. When that season when Tuchel came, even look at Liverpool and Man City, they're winning cups. So we're harsh on our team because we're looking at those teams and we're like, we should be there.
I agree. I mean, if you're looking at City, we need to be judging our players harshly. But I do need to clarify this, is the fact that Manchester United, we spent a lot of money, billion, whatever it is we've spent since Fergie. But the thing about it is Man United's been run poorly and we've overspent on play. Like you could see freshly in this window, we've overspent. And traditionally for us, Man United to get players, we've had to give big fees or big wages. So when we talk about the money that we're spending, it don't necessarily fully correlate to it don't correlate to us doing business well. And the money that we've overspent in, it's just been like you just look at Anthony, for example. It's just like the guy's 40 million player was spent 100 million euros. And the fact of the matter is, it's not really correlating in terms of, when fans say, we spent this much money, this is what we should be doing. In actual fact, we spent this much money because we were poorly run and we're just poorly organized. And this is why we're wasting money. We're just hemorrhaging P. And now we ain't even got P to spend in the January window because of this thing. So my thing is that when I look at these players, just for the talents that they're bringing, like Rashford has obviously had a poor couple of seasons. He's now picked up his form, it seems. Look, how many wide men? I know Rashford plays across the front three, right? You know, when you see those type of forwards like attackers, there's very few that you could be expecting to say, okay, you know, I want, like the target has been given now 20 goals in the Premier League. There's very few wide men out there in the world that's going to be performing at this level, like in the Premier League or that level, La Liga, or maybe even Bundesliga or Italian league even. That's going to be getting 20 plus league goals as a wide man rather than a central striker, if you know what I mean. Like when we're comparing with Darwin Núñez is a central.
But then this season, Rashford has played kind of like, but look, this is it. If he's getting paid to become one of the highest paid wingers in the world, then I expect him to be one of the best in the world too. So I'm not going to accept any averageness, you know. But look, yesterday he got his goal, you know. He got his goal. So to me, I think Rashford over the years, the biggest problem has been consistency. You know, last season he was bad. This season he's going to be good. Who knows what's going to happen after he gets a contract? Is he going to slip another two seasons and then pick up when he gets a new contract? That's my problem with a lot of the players there. So can he? But this is the thing.
But this is the thing, though, NK. This is the thing: is Man United obviously are now in a situation where we're just continuing from that poor decision making. Look, Rashford was on 200k roughly from the age of what, 22? When did he get his contract? You know what I mean? He's young. Sancho's on about 300, 350. Do you know what I mean? What are you gonna do? You either got to let them go or you got to build up. These men are not like David De Gea, where they're gonna be reducing their contracts down to stay. Them men are like gonna want equal to or more. And this is all past issues that we've got to face. I don't think that the money's necessarily, like, if again, when you say like this guy is getting paid as one of the best players, so he's got to be performing as the best player. Really and truly, we're just suffering from past poor mistakes. And Liverpool didn't have it, which is why Mane's gone. But obviously they sort of.
But do you know what it is? I think we need to just forget about the money. Like when it comes to Man United, I think I've accepted that they're always going to overspend. They're always going to offer high contracts, right? But the question is now, even though that's the way we are currently, right? It may change under Ten Hag. He might just be like, no, we ain't doing that no more. But that's the way it is at the moment. But that's not our problem. Our problem as fans, we just want to see the results on the pitch. Whatever's going on in the background, let it go on, whether they're offering. But if they're buying players for big fees, we need to see them. Like Anthony yesterday, I know it's one chance. He should have put that chance away he had.
This is why I say that Rashford should have got 2 assists, because actually Bruno slipped it in to Anthony, so Bruno should have got an assist, and Anthony sort of tried to finish it like he did with Arsenal, you know what I mean? And like I say, Anthony's worrying me, right? Because Anthony, it's a nice segue to Anthony, because Anthony's looking like a one-trick pony for me. He's looking like a guy that just cuts in, tries to find the top corner. Like even when he got slipped in for Bruno, the goalkeeper knew where he was going to put the ball already. The goalkeeper was already diving far wide. Anthony wasn't even thinking about the near post. It would have been a nice little slot in for him if he just passed it into the near post. But Anthony just does the same thing over and over and over again. And what we're now seeing is, you know, stories now come out that, you know, he's not taking on defenders. I was speaking to NK about this. Like, he doesn't take on defenders enough. When he does do it, it's like breath of fresh air. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't do it enough, and it's worrying. It's worrying because that's what the fans, Man United, are used to, getting up, sitting at the edge of our seats, you know, getting excited. We bought Dan James for that very reason, because of his blitzering, his pace, and then obviously just didn't come to fruition, so we had to sell him.
But then the finish, you know, a lot of wingers, for example, and Robbins was a one-trick pony, you know, where he's always going to do that and
it was effective, isn't it?
He was class, though. I mean, it doesn't matter what he did. He took guys on all the time. He always took guys on.
Huh?
He always took guys on.
No, this was him most of the time, especially when he came to the Premiership. There's a reason why he couldn't work in the Premiership, you know. There's a reason why he couldn't work in the Premiership and he had to go to the German League, you know. So to me, it wasn't like yesterday, that chance that he missed. You could say he could have done better, but the goalkeeper made him so big. But to me, that wasn't my biggest worry with him yesterday. It was the sloppiness with him yesterday, you know. They're giving the ball away, you know, like the simple stuff that he was supposed to do better. He was literally misplacing it. It felt like he was still like on vacation, you know, on holiday. And to me, that's my biggest worry. That chance that he missed, he could have done better, but at the end of the day, it was on target, you know. So I just feel that, but it's the other side of the game. That's what I'm more worried about. He just, and you know, someone also said it too, that he hasn't played for like 2 months, so maybe his match sharpness too is not there. So maybe that could be it too.
Came off the bench here and there, World Cup, innit?
Yeah, I think he came off the bench like that, but I mean, this is like his second start in like over 2 months, you know. So just this that, but his performance yesterday was a little bit kind of like a worry. Hopefully he kind of like kick on though, but but that sloppiness, it just needs to stop. That side of it. This is
why I'm upset that we didn't get Gakpo, because obviously Gakpo can play across the front three. He can play on the right as well. And for me, I was upset that we didn't get him, because unlike some people, I think like Anthony is droppable, even though he costs 100 million. I feel like he's droppable, and I feel like Erik ten Hag would potentially have benched him in this current moment if we got Gakpo. Do you know what I mean? It would have been Rashford on the left, Gakpo on the right, potentially Martial up top. If Anthony continued this vein of form and he wasn't showing nothing until when he picks up his form. But obviously we ain't got Gakpo, so now we're just stuck with Garnacho, who don't really bang the right anyway. And we got I think our over-reliance on Rashford is peak, you know. Over-reliance on Rashford is peak. I know people like to name the names, you know, we've got Garnacho, we've got Rashford, we've got Martial, we've got Sancho and all of these guys, but in reality, what it is Rashford on the left, Garnacho off bench at times, Rashford up top if Martial's injured, Rashford on the right if there's no Anthony, or you know what I mean, or it's just a lot on Rashford. And I feel like I can see the pressure mounting, and I just don't want it to get to him again. He's enjoying his football. I just don't want it to get to him.
It's just not Rashford, because even when Anthony wasn't in the team, we were struggling with that, you know, when he wasn't in the team, because you can tell that the balance up front was a bit kind of like off when he wasn't there. So it's just not, I think right now we just need all the players to, and yesterday the manager said it after the game, so I love it. We need all of them to stay fit and continue to play together, so that we can see what kind of like chemistry they can build together, kind of like going forward. So I think the big thing that they need to do right now going forward is to literally stay fit and learn each other's game, and then we can kind of like see what they can do from that, you know.
Yeah. So Edwin, look, we've got we got Wolves away, our next game, that's on the 31st. And then we've got Bournemouth at home. And then we've got and then I think our next Premier League game is against City after that. And then we've got a FA Cup and EFL Cup, like in between those two games. What's your thoughts on the Wolves game, man? Do you see Man United picking up a victory there? Do you see us even having a player by then?
I think I can, yeah. But Man United have got this habit of teams that have been struggling deciding to pick up form at Man United.
I was worried about Nottingham Forest. That happened with Nottingham Forest, to be honest.
But look, I think as long as we've got as I said to you, offline, I think my problem with Man United is even though they won yesterday, they're still not progressive in their football. The players receive their ball, they take too much touches. It's very negative plays, always backwards instead of going forward. That Malacia instance, for instance. And I feel like we can win those games, but we have to be more proactive. You know what I mean? Like, I see them, they'll grab the ball, 1, 2, 3 touches, and then they'll pass it sideways. It's like, take a touch, look up, pass it forward. Look at when Rashford scored, right? Look how quick that ball was. What's his name?
Who passed it? Was it Bruno? Who laid it off to?
Yeah, I think Classemiro made the tackle. I can't remember who made the pass. Down to Rashford, he cut through, passed it to Martial shot. But look how quick, in the space of 2 to 3 passes, we had a chance. So
yeah.
For me, we can win those games, but we have to be more proactive, man. But those are games that we should and we need to win if we want to finish the top 4. We can't be talking about top 4 and struggling. Then we've got the test of Man City again after what they done to us last time.
I mean, it's the thing, isn't it? The game's coming around thick and fast, and you hear Erik ten Hag making those substitutions, so he's obviously trying to manage certain plays. So
what do you think? What do you think, NK, about those games?
No, but I agree with Edwin, because even yesterday, for example, we played against Nottingham Forest, and our man of the match was Classemiro because he was making tackles. When you play teams like that, you know, and it used
not
to be
only tackles though. He had a complete performance.
Yeah, but then it's not that. Like, you remember when we used to win games, and then De Gea used to be our man of the match. You know, like, that's the thing. When you play against Nottingham Forest the whole season, I scored like about 1 or 2 away goals. So in this type of games, it's supposed to be your attackers who are influencing the game. You know, not your defensive.
We should have scored at least 5 or 6.
Yesterday, like, Classemiro should have had an off day with the tackling, and more so being on the ball and just kind of like playing the ball, because that's what the big teams, when they play these small teams, that's what happens. But yesterday he spent a lot of the night tackling, and to me, better, and the way we were very sloppy by passing, better oppositions will punish us. If we go play against Wolves away from home and we are very sloppy on the ball like we did against Nottingham Forest, they might punish us. You know, they got a new manager that kind of like coming to. Yeah, it's going to be a very tough. They've got a new manager. I think that's going to be his first home game. So the fans are going to be on there. They're going to be pressing us too. So, look, we need to be on our A game, man. Definitely be on our A game. Literally.
No, I hear you. Look, I agree, man. I agree. Game worries me. I feel like Adama Traore and those type of guys just stress me out. Hopefully, Malacia can put in a shift. But yeah, those type of fast-pacey, skillful guys like Maximilian, Adama Traore, they always stress me out. Bailey as well. The Aston Villa guy, those type of guys just stress me out, man. Stress out our defenders. But who was your man of the match, man? Who was your man of the match in our game against Nottingham Forest? Edwin, go first.
It has to be Classemiro. Obviously, like, the fans were upset when he didn't start straight away, but he's slowly become influential. You know what I mean? He made the tackle for the first goal. He read the game well. Positioning was well. And he led that midfield like he was a real anchor. Even the setup with Fred. But as Anke said, as much as I'm happy to say Classemiro was man of the match, these are the games where someone like even Martial should start getting his scoring up. You know what I mean? These are the kind of games. But Classemiro played a good game, and I'll also give shout out to Shaw as well. Playing centre back, I think he done a good job.
Yeah, very true.
I think he done well there, and even Wan-Bissaka, like there's been a lot of things around his name, but I think he played well yesterday as well. So
is that the first time that Luke Shaw is played as part of a back four as a centre?
Yeah.
I've never seen that before, so that was good. That's a good mention. Still, I forgot about that. That was solid.
But, shout out to Classemiro. He had a good game.
Jeez. NK, what's your thoughts? Man of the match.
First of all, look, shout out to Classemiro, man. He had a good game, man. Man of the match was performed around, man. He came back. What's the difference?
He has to be different.
No,
he has to be
that.
Who did he choose?
Look,
Varane.
Okay.
Nah, look, I'm just playing. I'm gonna give it to what you call it, Classemiro. Yesterday, look, the way he was breaking play, you know, it was very good to kind of like see, even though at times the passing wasn't kind of like on the money like that. You know, he done what he needed to do for the team, which is when the other teams are literally on the ball trying to hit us on the counter, he's gonna break it. He done his job. You know, he done what he's supposed to do, which is like the destroyer. Obviously, I want more from him. I always want more from other players too. But yesterday, yeah, I think it's what we've been missing for a very long time. You know, when we talk about, we need a DM, it's what we've been missing for a very long time. Hopefully, going forward, it's going to be something that they keep on doing on a consistent basis. Not just him alone, but all of them, you know. But yeah, actually, big shout out to Shaw too, man. He actually played good, but Martinez is back now, so he can go back and sit on the bench. Jeez. Or maybe take my Malasia position. Who knows, man?
No, it raises questions about Maguire, isn't it? Because I mean, that story came out that he wasn't feeling well, but I don't know about that, man. I just feel like Erik ten Hag has made up his mind personally that he's not really feeling that guy. For you to play Luke Shaw there, I mean, what happened with Maguire that is never ill, never, you know, what happened? All of a sudden, he's not feeling well. For me,
Tim Hag is giving the same treatment he gave Ronaldo to Maguire. He got Ronaldo out. Now he's doing it to Maguire. I'm waiting for Maguire interview with Piers Morgan, man. I'm waiting for that.
Look. I think your man said it. I think Rashford came in at a close second. You know what I mean? I think if he would have got that maybe that second assist or goal, rightly so, we would have been saying his name as man of the match. But Classemiro, the dictator, and I think I think many people need to start realizing as well. I think they are starting to realize that, you know, it's not all about the glitz and glamour, about who gets their foot at the end of the shot and scores the goal. People are more and more realizing how important it is to have the defensive midfielders, how important it is to have those defensive type roles stepping up. And Manchester United are giving Classemiro all his flowers now. Pundits are giving him his flowers. He came shaky and now he's got accustomed to the league and now he's just flourishing. And I would love to be able to see someone like a De Jong of that nature, even someone like Enzo Fernandez. I know we're not going to get any of these guys because we're broke. Partnering someone like that and just how our midfield could look whilst this guy is in his prime. But knowing Manchester United, Classemiro will be on his retirement home before we decide, that we're going to get in someone else to partner him. But for now, Eriksen and stuff like that are doing what they need to do. Do you know what I mean? And Bruno Fernandes. So, Classemiro, big shout out. Like, again, Shaw, honourable mention. Wan-Bissaka is doing his thing, putting himself out there. He's doing what he can to make sure that he gets in the team the next game. So, all you can do is just rate that. Do you know what I mean? But Manchester United against Wolves were 1 point behind Tottenham with the game in hand against on Tottenham. Tottenham's played 16, we've played 15 now. So hopefully we can go 2 points clear ahead of them, man. Do you know what I mean? They drop points. Manchester United, man, we're still fighting. So hopefully we progress, man, and get that top 4. But guys, thank you for joining, giving your opinions. And fans, if you're looking, viewers, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know who your man of the match was. Let us know what you think of the result against Wolves, and let us know who you want to see coming in to be giving cover to Martial in the January window. It doesn't look like we've got many options, man. The loan market is looking at us. We're looking at it, man. It's not looking nice. I don't want to hear Memphis Depay. Anyway, until then, next time, peace.